Hey there, I am Graveyard here for another episode of Conversations Void. We are off briefly last week, but we are back full force. We have great shows lined up for you with tonight's guest, Samantha Hupp, and everything's booked out right now through December, but we have new shows being available starting January. So make sure to go check it out. If you have any questions, go hit me up at Graveyard at the Mostly Pod Out at Night Mostly.com to join the show, and let's nerd out together on all things horror. And make sure to check out our new episodes of the Mostly Pod Out Night Mostly podcast that we do. It's over at Comic-Con Radio. This month is the month of Salem, where he is torturing me for a change with horror movies for stuff that I may never have watched previously. So make sure to check that out. That is over at comicconradio.com. You see across the banner, it is there right there. And join me as always is my Belial, my head in the basket, Salem, my off-screen producer. Welcome in, Salem, as well. Excited for another show. But without further ado, I had this opportunity to meet this awesome actress a couple months ago while doing a particular movie for someone who's on the show previously, Joshua Brucker. So without further ado, let's bring her on, Samantha Hupp.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing tonight?
I'm good.
Good. Is that one of your dogs there, Corgi?
Yes. Wait, look over here. Right there.
Oh. So welcome to the show.
I'm excited.
Yes, I was recorded something for your show a couple weeks ago. Has that been put up yet by chance?
Yeah, that's my YouTube channel, the Bloodlust and Chill.
Okay.
My YouTube name is 50 Shades of Little if anybody wants to go watch it.
Sweet.
Just ignore me and pay attention to you on there. Still working on it.
Yeah, so we have links to all of Samantha's information in the description of this channel. Make sure to check out everything she does. 50 Shades of Little. She's on Instagram. She's on TikToks. I'm an old man. I don't watch TikTok, but I heard it's great stuff. But without further ado, let's get into a little bit of your horror history, if you will. Obviously you call yourself a horror fan, right? You have a Bloodlust and Chill, you act in horror movies. Do you recall your first horror movie that really brought you into the world of horror?
I do. It was actually Child's Play.
Yes.
My grandma got me into it, actually, because I lived with her for most of my childhood, and she was a fanatic about horror movies.
Really?
And when it comes to Chucky, I used to sleep in my grandma's bedroom, and she had the Chucky doll and the Chucky's bride doll in a glass box above her bed. And it always terrified me. And my uncle even put real knives in his little pockets.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And they had a black light in there with it. So I was forced to see him every night before bed.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing. My kids are younger and obviously I have Chucky tattooed on my arm, and they know everyone on my arm. They've seen none of the movies.
Yep. My little
Surprisingly.
guy has the Chucky hoodie that Robert's Rose made him, and it's awesome. He loves it. Doesn't know that it's a killer doll, but he loves it.
Yeah, I mean, I see there's like Chucky costumes for dogs they're popular this past Halloween, I feel like, especially on corgis.
Oh, I want to get one for him so bad. So bad.
So what do you think is we've had this discussion before, obviously, when we were shooting the movie, we were all sitting in the living room, but what do you think is the most overrated horror franchise, IP, anything like that? I don't get why it's so popular.
I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. So don't get me wrong. I love the originals, but Scream.
Wow.
If it was a little bit different each time, it'd be different, but it's the same one every fucking time. I don't know if they're going to bleep me out, but
nope.
What, 7 of them now?
6. Yeah.
You can tell all of them are going to go. Every single one. There's only so many times you can make the same movie.
But it's different people under the mask.
Yeah. No. I liked it the first few times, and then it's just, I don't know why they keep redoing it.
Yeah, it's making money, and it's probably one of those franchises that everyone will be in theaters. I don't think that they'll ever have the straight to DVD collection that we got with Hellraiser or anything else like that.
Right. I say that, but yet when I do like my photo shoots, the first person I go for is Ghostface.
Oh yeah, we use that image in the thumbnail for this episode too.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I do like it, but I just feel like there's too many of them. There's just too many.
Yeah, we like hot takes here because Salem and I, my co-host, we just hate Exorcist movies, so we have a very unpopular opinion about those for some reason.
I actually like those. So,
have you seen number 2? If not, don't watch it.
I don't remember which ones I've seen.
Okay, so on the flip side, though, what is the most underrated horror franchise or IP that you think that doesn't get enough love that it should?
I think The Thing by John Carpenter. I know, like, some people consider it more sci-fi than horror.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a pretty good horror one.
Yes,
because I don't know, if anything were able to happen, I feel like something like that could.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's an amazing movie. You know, Salem and I absolutely love John Carpenter. We absolutely love The Thing. That's one of the first topics we had. Our first podcast was about that thin line between sci-fi and horror and how they mesh really well together when done right.
Yeah, that one. Oh my god, that was so good. It was unbelievable. I can't believe I didn't see it until this year, though. Yeah.
Wow, almost 40 years after it came. I mean, Grant, you weren't alive when it came out.
I say I'm a horror fan, but I am behind on a lot of the movies, so I'm working on it. I'm catching up.
Yes. Did you watch the sequel / prequel of The Thing that came out in 2011? I believe.
Yeah, well, I thought about it, but I'm trying to catch up more on all the originals of what I missed, so I just haven't set aside time to do that.
Right.
Like, I love Texas Chainsaw, and then I didn't even realize that it wasn't the original one that I loved, so I had to go back and watch the original one.
What was the one that you watched?
It was the newer remake.
Okay.
Yeah, which was great, and my dumbass thought it was the original. And I got humbled very quickly on that. Being around Steven and Ash Hamilton, they're like, we got to get you caught up.
Yes. And for anyone listening knows that last year, Salem and I had the distinct pleasure of meeting John Dugan, the original grandpa from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre last year. Yeah. He had amazing stories to tell at the movie marathon that we helped sponsor. It was a blast.
Oh man, that's cool. I want to go to like a horror fest and just meet a bunch of horror people. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, we got to get you going to those. Like I said, you know, I have conversations with Josh and Dylan and Hunter and doing more cons in 2024 to help promote, you know, my channel, their stuff. You know, you have a channel too. We should just all go get a booth and just have a blast.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right, so let's get a little bit to know you, shall we? So, since we're talking, you know, stuff that you haven't watched, talk to me a little bit about Bloodlust and Chill. Is that coming from the love of not seeing these movies and just trying to revisit them and just having a great experience with people? How'd that come about?
I was actually talking to Ash Hamilton, which is another movie director. I was on one of his movies, which I can't discuss yet because it's not out yet. But we were talking about like different podcasts and stuff because they had that Night Terrors radio podcast, and I got to be a co-host on that for a little bit.
Oh.
And I was telling them because like I'm obsessed with horror stuff, and I want to act. I want to do my own podcast and stuff like that. And they helped me come up with the idea how that would be fun seeing my reaction because they thought my reactions were hilarious when I'd watch a movie that I haven't seen before, like. I watched Demons for the first time on Scareplex, and I was videotaping myself watching these movies, and it is pretty funny. So I figured it might be a good way to connect with the people I do have on my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
If they might like laughing at me, or they might think it's fun to hear another perspective from like fresh eyes on older movies. So I just want to go back and review all the classic horror movies instead of all the remakes that most people my age have watched, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I completely understand that. With the other thing that we do, the podcast that we do, we review, like 3 to 4 movies a week. We are surprised by the stuff that we missed, and we're a little bit older than you,
Yeah.
of our generation stuff, because essentially for us, growing up to going to the VHS rental place, if they didn't have it, you didn't know it existed. There wasn't internet for us to go look it up.
Right. It's crazy because like so many of these movies, I thought I watched the originals, and I'm so proud of myself. And then I meet other people like, sweetheart, that's not the original movie. Like, oh no. So I have a lot of catching up to do. And I think it's cool having that podcast channel because I'm hoping that once I start getting more comfortable from the camera, people will like give me recommendations on classic horror movies that I haven't heard of that I can go watch. So I like everything spooky, and I like seeing the actual raw acting in the older movies versus seeing the new movies.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Especially since I'm a wannabe actor. So
yes, I mean, I believe for our episode that we did, you had never seen Evil Dead.
yep, the original. Nope.
And are you glad you watched it now though?
Oh yeah, that was freaking great.
I think we should do the sequel, Evil Dead 2, for your channel as well.
Be fun.
I could probably quote that movie with my eyes closed without looking at it.
I feel as bad about my acting after watching that. Like the criminals on there, like they're not bad. They are not bad, but they're definitely around that B movie.
Oh yeah, that's why I love it.
Yeah, it's so cool watching those type of movies.
So you talked about acting. How did you get into acting? Is it something you always wanted to do? Is it something you did in high school, or tell us a little bit about that.
So when I was younger, I used to always want to do it, and then I just kind of like gave up on it. I'm like, there's just no way I'll ever be on TV. There's no way. I came from a very poor redneck upbringing, and there's no way I was going to get there. But so it actually didn't come true until this year, and I've been in 4 movies now this year. But it's funny how it started because like my current job I'm at now, I work for the state. I've been here at this one for a year and a half, and they already know I love all things like spooky and horror related. And so my boss, he's the same way, and somebody has sent him a article about Ash Hamilton filming around Central Illinois, which is where I'm around, and looking for extras, and just a scary movie. And like the picture of him, I believe he had, I don't remember now because I have a little shadow box for my first ever movie. But I think he had like a Friday the 13th either mask or shirt and the Freddy claws. And so of course I was like, yes, that'd be right up my alley. And it was like 30, 40 minutes away from here. So I showed up, wanted to be an extra. I offered just the help, and I actually got to be in a couple of scenes. So that was really, really cool. It's so surprising.
Is that the movie Effed?
So, yep, that's Effed.
Okay. Yes.
Oh my god, it's so cool. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that to come out too. I've been talking to Ash a little bit here and there too, and he's actually coming on the show next month as well. So I'm excited to see that come out.
Yeah, he's amazing. It was such a, oh god, the experience was incredible. It was incredible. And I can't say much, but I can say I had a pair of contacts for something. And that was my first time ever wearing contacts. It was insane.
I have yet to wear them. I hope to wear them one day.
A lot more to being in a movie than I thought there was. There's a lot. Like, you can sit there for 10 hours before you get to do something. It's crazy.
So, and once again, without spoiling anything, I know then, how we met was through Josh for Split Screen in the Illinois Valley murder tapes. What was it like to go from, kind of walking on the set with Ash to being the lead in Split Screen?
Oh God, it was so overwhelming and amazing. It was crazy. So like, I'm good at remembering stuff, usually, mostly numbers because I'm a math nerd. But it was different when you had like 20 pages of a script to try to read and understand. And I get like stage fright really bad if it isn't obvious yet. And so like a week before we were going to film, I forgot half my scripts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then the day before, like things were so chaotic and like family wise. So then I just kind of winged it on some of it. I'm like, oh my God, I don't remember anything. But it was really cool. It was such a cool experience.
Yeah, like I said, I spent that entire weekend with every day. I think I got about 5 hours of sleep each night. I was down there, and then the rest of the time I was with you and Taylor and Hunter and Josh, and it was just a blast.
Oh, my dumb butt decided I'm going to watch my baby nephew, who was only a month or two old at the time, the night before our first day of filming. Yeah, and he was not sleeping through the night yet. So it was awesome though. It was so cool. And it made a big difference having a good crew to work with too.
Yeah, like I said, and that's coming out. I know they submitted it to Amazon to get it out there. I can't wait for it to come out, honestly, too. I've already seen it. You've probably seen it too.
Oh yeah. You've never seen yourself on a big, like not a big screen, but like on the TV.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People are gonna hate you. I looked at like, she's so dumb, don't do it.
So how did you get connected with Josh? Was it through Ash by chance, or just that Josh put out a casting call for Split Screen?
So it's gonna be horrible, but I don't freaking remember. I don't remember how it happened. I was trying to think about it, and I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I would have to think about it a little bit to try to remember because there's so much has happened the past few months. I have a horrible memory. It's bad. Like between starting that podcast channel, getting to work with him, meeting him. Like I said, I've been in 4 movies now. This is my first main lead. I've been an extra in a couple other ones. And then with all the modeling I've started getting back into, it's just, I can't remember how that ended because everything's been so crazy lately.
Yeah, it's a weird story how I found my way down there from that shoot.
Continues though, because it's been amazing. It's so fun.
Oh yeah,
it's worth it.
So you touch on your modeling, which is what I want to discuss too. Obviously, if people follow your Instagram, your TikToks, you also model, and it seems to be more in the macabre world. Is that on purpose, or is that just how's that work out for you? Like, do people contact you and say, I want you, ask you for ideas of what you want to do, or you just kind of go down there and work with whatever they have?
So mostly people contact me. Apparently, I give off the vibe of spooky, which is fine because I love all things horror. But like, I just started getting back into modeling after like 15 years. I'm a little old, but so I started off with mostly horror shoots, which freaking awesome because I'm on sound like a psychopath here. But the fake blood is so fun, which is why I mostly like horror movies. But so that's how I started with the modeling. And then I got added. I don't remember how, but I got added to this modeling group, and I guess they liked what they saw, and it just kind of went from there. So they usually ask me for ideals, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to do the scary one, or do you want to do this dark one?" And then I'm going to have another main lead coming up in a movie, and it's going to be horror related. So I think it's just a vibe I give off.
Yeah,
I mean, for a photo shoot though, so that was out of the normal, very different.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone needs a bald, chunky beard guy, I'm always available for photo shoots too, but no one wants that.
I don't think for everyone. That's what I like about it. And like you saw, I got to do that horror one. All you need is the mask of your favorite scary person, and you can do killer photos. Ha! Get it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll get a mask made of Salem since no one sees his face. You've seen him obviously, but I'll just be Salem at the next photo shoot I try to go to. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. I just got a Jason mask from my friend Steven, and that was a fun photo shoot. Oh my gosh. Nice. So cool. I want to do a Michael Myers one next.
Yeah. So what do you think with the modeling, with the acting, what's been the, without naming names or anything like that, what's been the most difficult shoot or scene for you to have shot so far?
Okay, well, I can't say the scene because it'd be a spoiler.
Is it in split screen?
It's in split screen. Yep. Okay. And it was the most difficult one for me. Like, so I think I'm pretty good at turning on waterworks when I want. Like, I'm good at giving the goat trips. If anybody in the next room hears this, I mean it when I cry. But I can't do it on demand like I thought I could. It's so much harder when there's a camera in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think that might be the hardest part. And then modeling, it's just like, I don't know, most of that's pretty natural. It's just my biggest issue is I get stage fright really easy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like with you on split screen, I couldn't get comfortable until I made you hide behind a tree.
Yep.
So, photographer, I have them kind of tell me the poses they want, and then I do it, but I want them looking through the camera. If they're looking at me, I freeze. I have to see them behind the camera.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but
yeah, it's all good. I assume I'm pretty sure I know the scene you're talking about. I mean, let's face it. If it's the nighttime scene I'm thinking about, it was what 2 a.m. after it rained.
Surprise! Oh, yeah. Can I give a fun fact about that?
Yeah.
So I hope people notice that some of the shirts is our actual podcast name in there. I did that on purpose.
Yes.
So that was so cool. It was fun.
Oh, yeah. I have one of those shirts.
Yeah, you do.
I do wear it. I like it. Like I said, I love wearing all things merch that I can get my hands on. Support anyone, anything.
Oh, yes.
So between obviously you work and stuff like that. So between model shoots and movies, do you do other events that you just go to, like as an actor, as an extra, as like like say Michael Rock works sometimes at Six Flags as in the horror town. Do you do anything like that?
I actually am in a cosplay group in Springfield.
Oh.
So I do some cosplay too. And so what's really fun is, so I usually do like, usually it's Poison Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
I have several. We got like some anime ones. I just did a Muru one. And December 4th, we're going to be at Skateland South. We got invited, the cosplay group in Springfield got invited there. We're the Route 66 cosplayers. Yeah. And we're going to do a Christmas theme, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's going to be Mary May. Mary May Who Beer.
Nice.
And I went to my first Comic Con this year. So this year it's for me. Because like you said, I work full time for the state. I'm a mom. I got a dog. I got a cat. I got a rabbit. And then I'm trying to balance full-time job. And I wasn't going to school, but it's just too much on my plate.
Yeah, I get that. Like I said, it's a big balance. I think, especially with you working with Ash and Josh in Horror Dad's production, it's all about finding that life balance of doing stuff we're passionate about, as well as, being a responsible adult.
Yeah, it's a big balance. And like, what I thought was really cool is like on one of the movie sets, American Criminals,
mm-hmm.
I got to actually take my kids one day there. And I always say this word wrong. I'm still new to the whole acting thing. Is it the cinematographer with the camera?
Yeah.
They let my oldest kid, he's 11, they let him hold the camera and do a couple of the shots. So that was nice. Really fun.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty neat.
So I know you're doing something in January. Without spoiling, what's your 2024 look like right now as far as scheduling?
So things are a little slow right now. I'm hoping they start to pick up. I'm getting published in a magazine.
Which magazine?
Models View.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be at the end of this year. And then at the start of next year, I have a main lead in another horror movie. I think I'm allowed to say what my lead is. I'm a female Lucifer, so that's going to be interesting.
Ooh.
I'm recognizable, but I'm hoping to get into some more movies and really get my feet in there.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I follow you on all your social media. We're a part of a lot of the same groups.
I'm really hoping to get that podcast going. I just gotta get over my nervous jitters.
You'll get to it. Like I said, I seem calm and collected. I'm not. I'm freaking out all the time whenever I do. I do 4 or 5 days a week, so you'll get used to it.
One really viral video on my YouTube channel, and there's mostly nice people, but there's some mean people out there. So,
oh yeah, it's the internet. It's full of mean people.
I'm hoping I get I'm able to get out there more and get some more acting in.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah, I hope you get to do that too. I hope to be able to go out there too in 2024. That's my goal too.
Back together. Make you hide
Yes.
again.
Was that?
Make you hide behind another tree again.
Exactly. If not, I'll just bring one. I'll bring a branch. All right. Well, surprisingly, we are at the end of the show before we ask you the really hard questions. Are you ready for these?
Oh no. Okay, go ahead.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I would have to say I really think it changes because I'm so freaking bipolar. But right now, it's John Carpenter's The Thing.
Okay. Yes.
Now, I love the original Halloween too, though. God, I love that so much too.
Oh yeah. Yes,
Like,
those are great movies.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you think's better in a horror movie, practical effects or CGI effects?
So that's kind of a hard question for me. I would say practical effects because I think those are better because it just makes it more real, more believable.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the newest Chucky, oh my God, the CGI was freaking terrible.
Yes, absolutely.
So
It was awful.
And it's nice to see people actually acting. Like I didn't realize how much CGI has taken over until rewatching these older movies.
Oh yeah, 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s were great. 90s, unfortunately, we started getting CGI effects in horror movies, and those were atrocious at best.
Absolutely.
If you could work in any IP or franchise, what would it be?
Oh God. I don't know. That's a hard one. I gotta skip that one. I don't know.
Oh, would you want to do a found footage? Like, would you want to do like a Paranormal Activity or like Hell House?
I want to do something. I want to do a slasher movie.
Okay, so you want to be in Scream 7 is what you're saying. Got it.
You know what? After I say Scream, I'm like, I can't say that after I just complained about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you in a slasher movie. I'd love to see a slasher movie be in a slasher movie because those kill scenes would be amazing to see live.
I did National Guard, and I got called Mighty Mouse, so I have the perfect high squeaky voice to do the scream and everything while I'm being slaughtered.
There you go. Any advice?
I got the red hair.
There you go. Any advice for anyone getting into the field, whether it be acting or modeling?
Just go for it. Like my nerves always try to talk me out of it every single time. You just got to jump in and go for it.
Yes, that's sound advice. Like I said, it's nerve wracking. Obviously, the first time you do it, I think it's good to have a combination of a little bit of ego, obviously, and nervousness. You don't want to go in there and just go, "I'm the best thing ever in the world."
Hey, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Because if you ask like what they're looking for, sometimes I think that really can benefit you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. You ready for your random trivia question?
As ready as I was getting.
Which installment from the Halloween movie franchise did not feature Michael Myers?
Oh my God. I just went over this like a week or two ago. It was Halloween Kills.
I mean, a lot of people would say that those new trilogies didn't have Michael Myers in it, but no, it was Halloween 3. Did you see Halloween 3 with the masks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
So, yep, all good. I argue that Halloween Ends had 0 Michael Myers because he really wasn't in it. But that's just my person.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I was close.
Yeah. All right, so give us your pluggables. Where can people find you on social media and the internet?
My handles are the same on everything. I have TikTok, I got YouTube, Instagram, I got a Facebook public page, and they're all 50 Shades of Little.
Sweet.
Oh, judgment allowed.
Well, like I said,
I tag on most things too because I like to play video games.
Yes, I love video games so much. All right. Well, thank you, Samantha, for joining us tonight. I hope you had a blast.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It wasn't as nerve-wracking as you thought it was going to be, was it?
No, it wasn't. But I did talk with my hands a lot, so hopefully people don't.
Oh, I move my hands all the time, too. It's all right. Well, thank you once again, Samantha, for joining us. I have been Graveyard. Thank you for joining us in other Conversations in the Void. We will see you next week with Cam Smith, a cosplayer that has a new horror cosplay to show off for us. And we're going to do something first for the show. We're doing a tier list ranking of the Saw franchise next week. So until next time, don't get lost in the void.